This is a very long overdue video of some of the most used sauces, condiments, and pretty much staples in my kitchen. Some of the sauces I use on a day-to-day basis whenever I'm cooking and creating recipes. And I wanted to put this together to hopefully help you guys out on which ones to use and which ones to get and what to start with. So let's get started. First up are my favorites because I love spice, pretty much the chili sauces. This one is a chili garlic sauce. There are a lot of different brands and variations. I just really like trying out new stuff and figuring out which ones I like. This one is a chili broad bean paste, also known as dobanjiang, which is like a fermented bean paste. It's spicy. Also, this is a homemade chili garlic sauce or chili garlic crisp that you can adjust depending on how crisp you want the chilies. I like mine really crisp, so I kind of almost burnt mine, but it's not burnt, just perfectly crisp. And of course, sriracha needs no introduction. It's a staple in my home and I love it. Next up, the soy sauces. So these four are staples at home. First up is regular premium soy sauce. I get mine from Ki. This one I use in pretty much all my recipes that call for soy sauce. This one is dark mushroom soy sauce. It gives dishes that nice caramel color. It's actually not salty but adds a nice umami. If you can see the bottle, it's a bit thicker so it doesn't get as clear as other bottles. This one is a light soy sauce. Adds a nice saltiness but very light color. And this one is just regular soy sauce but Filipino, so I think it's a bit saltier than regular soy sauce, also a dark color. And these are the soy sauces. I love them all and I use them in a lot of my recipes. This one is a sweet soy sauce. It's sweet and very thick, almost syrupy, and it's usually used in Indonesian cooking but also great for other recipes. And these are vegetarian oyster sauces. Pretty much another staple in my recipes. I use these a lot. I really get any other brand, but the Wajashan is the one I really get often. And the family of vinegars. So this one is rice vinegar or also like sushi vinegar if you want to make your own sushi rice. I get mine from Miso, which is a Japanese brand. This is Chinese vinegar, also known as gochujang vinegar. It has a distinct fruity note to it, kind of like balsamic, but not like balsamic. You have to try it to know because it's very unique. And this is just a regular white distilled vinegar. I get a local brand from the Philippines. It's called Dato Puti and I use it in pretty much my other recipes. This one is black bean garlic sauce, also from Ki, and I love it because it's fermented black beans. It's salty, but it adds a nice depth and umami to a lot of dishes. I like mixing it in stir fries. It's different from the dobanjiang. Dobanjiang is spicy and it's made out of broad bean, and the other one is black bean. I love them both. And of course, hoisin sauce. So this hoisin sauce is very rich. It's not like the hoisin condiment that you can get from other brands that is just like run down and like very sweet. This is very salty, so a little just goes a long way. And it's really pretty much a soybean with like a little sugar, water, salt. Next up is my favorite sesame oil. This one I get from the Korean brand Otogi, which is pretty much one of Korea's most famous food brands, and their sesame oil is great because it's very aromatic and it's made of toasted sesame seeds. These two are also staples because I love Korean cuisine and I love cooking Korean food. This one is doenjang or soybean paste, and this one is gochujang or Korean chili paste. It's spicy but adds a nice depth and umami to a lot of different recipes. I love it in soup, sauces, and more. This one is doenjang or soybean paste. You can use it to make like stews like doenjang jjigae and also for sauces. I love it and it's also really umami. And this is miso paste. I use white miso paste and it's a lot smoother than the doenjang or the Korean soybean paste. And it has like sweet notes to it. So if you look at the difference, it's a bit grainy and the miso is like very smooth. But of course there are other types of miso. Next up is the gochujang or the Korean chili pepper or Korean chili powder. This one is a lot finer. It's also good for different soups, and this one is a bit grainier, also good for like kimchi and other banchan or side dishes. And this one is like the gochujang I used for like my kimchi, and I also like using it for stews and soups. And I store mine in a small bottle and the rest I keep stored airtight. This one is my stash of Sichuan peppercorns. That's unlike any other peppercorn because the spice to Sichuan peppercorns are like numbing. So they're not burning, but they're numbing. And I like to keep like a stash that's like ground and slightly powdery so I could use it for my sauces and different stews. And last is my 5 spice. This is like Chinese 5 spice, and the most common mix is usually like cinnamon, fennel, some cloves, star anise, and sometimes like Sichuan peppercorns or even white pepper, and I love sprinkling this on different recipes. I also just get my 5 spice from a local Chinese grocery, but you can check online as well. So I hope this kind of helped you out a bit, figuring out like lots of the basic sauces, condiments, and spices I use. And I actually also have a guide that I will link in the description box below that you can download for free. So thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go see you in my next videos.